Hello all and welcome to the grand launch of Pet Talk with Buddha. This is that one unique conversation that would give you your daily or weekly dose of knowledge, insights, fun facts about your pets and how to strengthen your relationship with them. Now, without further ado, let me talk a little bit more about Buddha, the name that's behind this animal world. Buddha has been a corporate banker for almost 14 years. Post that, he ventured into DJing, did great success there, but leaving all that aside, he decided to speak to people who can't speak to people. So, without further ado, it'll be my honor to call on this show the Buddha himself.
Thanks, John, for introducing me, and thanks all of the team which has come together to bring this dream project of mine into reality. This will be all about sharing knowledge, sharing facts, what is required when you get a pet into your life. Okay, it's not just toys, fun, and games. There's a lot of responsibility involved. You are bringing an animal which does not understand or comprehend the environment which we bring them in. They don't need any kind of training or taming or anything. They are a beautiful design of nature for what nature intended them for. When you bring them to our world, you need to guide them how to be part of our world. That's this whole show about.
That's great. Really looking forward for so much of info. Personally, I would love to know that how has your world changed as a pet trainer from the time you've started this training?
Trainer, that's what you introduced. I don't do training.
I always thought that what you do is training.
Okay, let me just help you. This is a fundamentals which I'm working and trying to educate people also.
Okay.
There's a huge difference between training and taming.
Taming?
Yes.
Okay.
So taming generally is taken as a very negative word.
Yeah, that's exactly what came to my mind as well.
It connects with whips and sticks and all that. But that is wrong. Even humans are tamed. I was reading somewhere, civilization started when the humans tamed themselves into a society. When a kid is born into a society, you teach them how to live in this world.
True.
Right? So when you bring an animal into this world, first you need to teach them what they're supposed to do. Mm-hmm. Right? The normal conception about an animal so-called training is sit, stand, jump, roll over.
Right.
Those are circus tricks. Okay? You can live with a dog which does not know any of these tricks. Mm-hmm. But you cannot live with a dog which is not part of your lifestyle. Okay. Please understand, it is an animal in your house. Mm-hmm. If you don't guide them properly, they will be a misfit in your life, and to an extent that they can even become dangerous in your life. For example, this is a prey, this is a predator.
Yeah.
In a natural world, they should never sit like this.
Sit together, yeah.
Right. In my house, they both are adopted. In my house, they eat together.
Wow.
They eat together. They don't go at each other.
Yes.
So this is basically teaching them a concept that, you're not in a natural world. This is a human world. This is how we live.
So if I'm hearing you right, as in training is, I think, very specific to, as you mentioned, a circus or a particular thing. But when it comes to pets being in the human environment, it's more needs to be teached or tamed as per you.
I will add to that. I would say circus is not, I will be undermining that training. Mm-hmm. Lot of places training are required, like military training. Dogs are trained for a particular purpose, right?
Yes.
Horses are trained to be ridden and all that. These are all training because it's a specific job-based approach, right?
Absolutely.
But when you get, for example, when you get Noor into your house, you don't want her to be trained. You want her first to be tamed.
Yes.
And if she's part of your lifestyle, you can do this with her in the house. You're happy. You don't need to go through that extensive training of dogs doing different tricks and stuff. Yes, that can follow through.
Okay.
But the basic fundamental is to teach an animal how to be part of your life. In that scenario, animal is also happy, you are also happy.
Superb. I think this is going to be very interesting because within the first few minutes itself, I myself am getting a lot of new ideas and the old thoughts are getting unlearned. Amazing. Buddha, I would love to know, how did this whole thing of this podcast or, let's speak to the world kind of concept, how did this come to your mind? As in, what was the rush behind it?
So, I have done some podcasters. I had a radio show which I used to do.
Oh, wow.
I've met a lot of people, given interviews, done shows. A common thought process developed from there. That is, a lot of people don't know what they are getting into. A lot of people have absolutely no clue when they decide to get a pet. Okay? I will give you a common story. For example, you saw a Facebook post where a couple of puppies are abandoned. Somebody is trying to rehome them or something. Cute little story. You get emotional. You run to get those puppies.
Yeah.
Two things will happen. Either the people will hand over the puppies to you, or they will decline you for different reasons. Maybe they're adopted or you're not eligible or whatever, which will make you emotional. Immediately you go to a pet shop and get a pet for yourself. It's a human tendency. But the work which is required after getting a pet, it's very important for you to manage that pet into your house. I get involved in this story so much day in and out that it's all cute and beautiful and you start, and within a span of 6 months to 7 months, it becomes a nightmare. To an extent where a human species will try to protect itself. If an animal becomes dangerous in that house or that lifestyle, obviously it's a human's decision to let go of that animal.
Absolutely.
Okay, but that's not either the human's fault or the animal's fault. It was lack of knowledge.
Because they both belong to different environments.
Exactly.
Okay.
If you see in olden generation, who had my neighbors had German shepherds, big dogs and stuff. Number one, it was not easy to get these pets.
Yeah.
Now it's just a phone call away or a Facebook message or a social media message, right?
You get it home delivered these
Yeah,
days.
exactly. Maybe tomorrow, I would not be surprised if these delivery companies starts delivering pets to your house, right?
Imagine.
I don't want to take names, but coming back to what we're discussing, but the people who had these animals had a tradition of having animals. Their parents had it. Their parents, grandparents had it, so they know what is to be done to get this pet.
Yeah.
Now it's more now developing into a nuclear family, and everybody's getting in kind of alone and stuff. So people just get emotional and get animals to their house, eventually realizing they cannot handle these animals.
And what happens to these kind of animals later on? Like generally?
A lot of people work with them, fix them, kind of get some balance going on. Some people suffer because they cannot let the animal go because that does not kind of agree with their emotions. And a lot of scenarios, the animal gets abandoned.
I've heard a lot about this, that, whenever you get a news that, a scenario is getting to a point that, this pet may be abandoned in the coming near future. So you jump in and you kind of adopt them. As in, I've heard a lot of these stories.
All these animals which you see around are adopted.
Oh, okay.
People got them. They found it hard to manage.
Okay.
And then somehow they reached me and I took over. Total, I have around 50 animals which I'm taking care of.
Really?
Yeah.
50 animals is a lot to even think of. So what does it consist of? What is this 50?
Mix. There are dogs, there are birds, there are tortoises. So a lot of times it happens that people get these pets and they're not able to continue the relationship. And for various reasons.
Yep.
And I end up, getting them with me, and now they are part of my life.
Amazing. So this 50 odd animals getting to you would definitely have taken some time, for sure. This doesn't have happened overnight. So what's the end goal? What's the plan? As in, how do you plan to go ahead? As in, do you want to keep them all and Like a big, huge family?
End goal is, of course, if I'm able to find good homes for them, yes, definitely.
Oh, okay.
But there is a process which I believe in. Okay. None of these animals are suffering. Mine is not a charity organization.
Okay.
They are like my dogs and my animals. I
Okay.
take care of them like mine. Okay.
So, sorry to interrupt. So, you do have a mindset of rehoming them?
Definitely. I've
okay.
rehomed a lot of animals in due course of time.
Oh,
Okay.
okay.
But there is a process which I believe.
So, yeah, what is that? I would love to know. As in, I would say there are rehoming agencies or, people that I know of. People have known about. So, what makes adoption or rehoming from Buddha a little different? What is it?
There are a lot of people who are working for this cause of finding, taking care of animals, shelters. There's a lot of names over here. But in my case, for example, John, you want to have a dog.
Okay.
You come to me, Buddha, do you have a dog? Yes, of course, I have dogs. But first, I will have a conversation with you to understand your lifestyle.
Okay.
For me to kind of, what kind of animal fits into your lifestyle? Okay. Then also that conversation will be basically an approach to kind of you to understand, do you have it in you when you bring an animal to your house? Okay. Couple of months back, a beautiful family came to me, husband, wife, son, 2 kids with house help and everything. They came to me, and over the course of conversation, it came that the husband and the kids leave the home by around 7:30. The lady is working from home, so she's in and out of the house. The kids come by around 4 o'clock, 3:30, 4 o'clock in the house. Then they get involved with their activities and stuff and all that. And the son is a soccer player, so he has his own practice, which kind of. So mostly the weekdays he comes back with his dad around 8:30. Saturdays is again filled with activities. Sunday is the only day they have free.
Wow.
So my question that where does a dog fit into this lifestyle? So what happens is that beautiful journey, if they start now, it'll end up a serious amount of stress for them, because they actually don't have time for an animal in their house. So when you bring an animal into that routine, ultimately it'll end up the house help will be walking the dog and bring it back. Then the house will go crazy when he sees the owners, or maybe just disconnected with them. So they will not be able to enjoy that journey with their animal. Right? So when I actually had a discussion with them, they themselves realized, we don't have a time for a dog. So once this process is over, next process comes is you have to work with me to 4 to 5 days with the animal which you're going to adopt.
Like being the owner?
Yes. The animal will be with me. You will come to me. I will work with the animal. I'll train you with that. I will teach you with all the processes of kind of needed to handle that animal. During this process, either you can back off or I can say, okay, this is not working. You will not be able to manage this.
Oh, wow.
After that, you have a 1-month trial period where you take the animal with you. Okay. You introduce them to your house. I will be giving you hands-on approach to help you with that. And during this period, if you feel you're not comfortable or this is not working, I will happily accept the animal back.
That is such a win-win.
And then during the end of this period, you're comfortable, animal is comfortable, the animal is yours. I'll do the necessary paperwork to transfer it to your name.
So what I actually figure out is your interaction with the animal is already done when the animal is with you. Now when it's planning to get a new home, your interaction is more towards the pet owner to be.
See, the thing is, what you need to understand, a trainer's job is not when the animal is basically behaving with you as a trainer. My success is the animal behaving with the client.
Right.
So I am a trainer, my staff's a trainer, we know what to do. Our life is this. Right? So I'll give you a better example to understand this. You got a horse. Okay, you gave the horse to me. I have trained the horse, I'm riding the horse. Can you ride the horse?
Oh, of course not.
Right? I have to guide you how to ride the horse. That is the most important process. It's not about how good I am as a trainer. It's about how well I can teach you to guide your animal.
So this is like an eye-opener. I would say a lot of people speak about, their pets are not behaving properly or their pets is doing this, that. But then I think there is a lot to be handled by the owner itself,
Yeah.
or the owner has to be tamed before the pet has to be tamed,
Yeah.
if I'm not wrong, right?
One of the biggest misconception owners have is that my animal is not listening. Why does my animal don't understand?
Uh-huh.
Animals don't listen or understand. They follow patterns. They follow instincts, either what you taught them or what their genetic wiring takes them to.
Perfect. Yes, makes sense. Yes.
Right. For if this owl, if it grew up with its parents, it would immediately go for joy.
Absolutely.
Right.
Absolutely.
And
Yes.
joy will run at the sight of
An owl.
buster.
Yeah.
But since they were born in captivity, people they had their homes. Now, when they came to me, yes, they had their issues. I would not call them issues. They had a lack of understanding of what they're supposed to do,
Okay.
which I guided them through, and they are happily sitting together.
Like minding their own business and
Yeah,
enjoying
exactly.
everything. Being on the shoot as well. Yeah, that's really very different way of looking at it. To be honest, as an outsider, as a normal human being, I would say that now I have a little better idea of the relationship. That's what matters more, rather than how you train the pet.
To summarize your question about what is my end goal, my end goal is as simple as that. If I find responsible animal owners whom
okay.
I can introduce these animals to, I'll find a good home, I'll be more than happy. Till then, they are my people. Yes, I have support from people like Prestige, who's ease
That's
out
nice.
a little bit
Okay.
of
Your burden.
burden. Yeah, they
Yeah,
help me a
that's-
lot.
Sorry to use
Yeah.
that word, but yeah.
No, of course,
this
you have
is
to be very
amazing.
honest. See, animals are responsibility, financial
Of course.
responsibility,
Yes.
time-wise, resource-wise. So everything. So taking care of this huge, it's an expense, it's a burden for me. So I'm more than happy that they support me. Yeah.
That's amazing. That's amazing. So I think there's much more that we would want to speak with you.
Yeah.
We would love to have more interactions with the different clients that you would have handled. But yeah, not everything in one go.
Yeah.
Amazing. So that was definitely very insightful to hear all this from the mentor, Buddha himself. Now, just to give you a little format about this whole show, this was the first grand launch. We would want to know more about Buddha, so that's what it was. Going forward, we will have real stories from real pet owners in the way they had an issue or the way they felt with their pet or animal before and after coming to Buddha. The kind of questions that may be very common across most of the pet owners will all be discussed right here. So my suggestion, stay tuned, subscribe to the channel, and we'll see you in the next one. Till then, enjoy, have a good relationship with your pets.